The Sudanese army on patrol near the Ethiopian border. It's on the lookout for refugees who might be stranded in the area after escaping the fighting in Ethiopia's northern Tigray region. Brigadier General Babikr is proud of his country's humanitarian role.
For the
first 12 days before aid agencies arrived, the people of Gadaref were the first to offer food, blankets, shelter and comfort to the refugees. The Sudanese armed forces organised transportation for thousands of civilians and brought them to Hashaba camps.
The Hashaba, also known as Village 8, hosted 15,000 refugees in the first 2 weeks after the fighting started in Tigray. These homes were borrowed from local Sudanese farmers to host the refugees. Sudanese aid agencies prepared food in the camps. Daf'allah Umar is one of so many Sudanese in the Hashaba village who shared their small homes and modest meals with the refugees.
We look at Ethiopians as part of our family, our neighbors and friends. We have historic ties with them. So when the war broke out, we went out into the streets and open fields looking for those who came here fleeing the fighting.
Sudan itself is going through chronic inflation, fuel shortages and other severe economic problems. Stability at its borders is of utmost importance. Well, the war in Ethiopia has brought to the fore another unresolved issue here. Where I stand is the Fashaga farmland, thousands and thousands of hectares of millet and sesame fields. And this land is actually disputed between Ethiopia and Sudan. Al-Fashaga Triangle, where most of the refugees are staying, covers an area of about 250 square kilometers, and it has about 600,000 acres of fertile land. Sudan says it's an integral part of its territory because it lies west of the line drawn by colonial Britain. But Ethiopia maintains an army presence here, and Ethiopian farmers exploit huge parts of the land. A joint committee has been trying for years with little success to finalize a border demarcation. Pointing to it across the adjacent Atbara River, this Sudanese farmer is unequivocal.
Our borders are well defined and we're not ready for compromise. Our government has allowed these Ethiopians to settle on our land, but we object to that and we will fight them to the last man until we restore it fully. That's the pact we made with our ancestors. We haven't crossed into Ethiopian territory. Why do they want to take ours?
During the first few days of the fighting in Tigray, some Ethiopian army units abandoned their bases within Fashaga, and the void was filled by the Sudanese army. Now its commanders tell us they're not intending to cede those positions to the Ethiopian army if it tries to return. Mohammed Val, Al Jazeera, Fashaga Triangle, Sudanese-Ethiopian border.